Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
4 guys on sports. 4 guys on sports. 4 guys on sports starts now.
Yeah, don't it though?
Yes, it is. It's on today.
It's the 4 Guys on Sports Christmas edition.
There we go. Not a train wreck like Pico's.
Or the Browns or the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking about the Browns. Did you see that interview with Myles Garrett?
What happened to him?
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, he's talking.
Well, the last game, and that when he pulled his helmet off, did he get poked in the eye?
Yes, he did. I think what happened is part of that. They showed that on a close-up on TV of that. And what it did is whoever hit that face mask damaged the face mask, and it poked him. It almost went into his eye. And
Well, he had an interview, I think yesterday, talking about the team concept.
what little of it there is there.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, I'm going to take and go off. I don't want to go off on a sports tangent here or a soapbox or anything like that, but I'm getting my soapbox out here for a minute. They have got more problems on that coaching staff than anybody wants to admit to. And it starts at Andrew Berry. Actually, it starts at Haslam because Haslam's putting up with it. If Haslam wanted that fixed, he needs to get off his wallet, get some stuff, dump some old luggage back off. They started with Jed Wills, which that guy should have been gone 3 years ago. I'm sorry, and I know there are fans of his out there, but I'm not one of them. The other one that I'm kind of concerned about is Denzel Ward. He doesn't know how. When's the last time you heard his name?
Right there.
And you don't hear it called on. You don't hear him being a playmaker. I don't remember the last time I heard that. You had. But what this is all coming down to is the continuity in the coaching staff, and there is none. I've said this from the day one of this season. There is no continuity in that coaching staff. They're looking at it like we were talking about earlier off the air. They're looking at it from top-down management, and one's the enemy of the other. And isn't that concept needs out of there, and they keep falling back to it. Now there's a call for they want Kirk Cousins to come in and quarterback here. What the flip? Why? He's recycled. And you want to fall back to, he's a good quarterback. Yeah, he's going to be the best for the Browns. Yeah, so was Deshaun Watson. And so was some of the other ones they've had here in the past, 2 or 3 years. You got to get away from recycling this crap. You've got the same thing on the offense. You've got players that are hobbling around most of the time anyway, and it gets to the season. They get in for 10 or 12 plays, and then they Odell Beckham out. And notice I said Odell Beckham. Oh, my arm hurts. Oh, I just can't breathe. Give me a break. And Cleveland puts up with this shit year after year after year after year. We get close to the playoffs one time. Oh, then it's grand. Where's this where we want to be? That's not where we want to be. We want to be in that thing called the Super Bowl. And when Haslam or whoever Haslam decides to sell this team to, which I think, to be honest about it, he should, unless he's going to come off his wallet. You know, it just baffles me that people put up with. I'm done with it. If they start, when I watch a game, if they start losing by 7 points, I turn it off because it's done. This Cincinnati game ought to be interesting. The Miami game this weekend is going to be an interesting game because they're both They're both they're bottom feeders, and I'm not sure which one I'd even pick.
Let you say that.
You know, it just, don't you guys think? I mean, what's it like down in Dallas with you guys? Is it this bad?
You know, and it's not good, but and I get it. You don't want to hear my neck and my back. You know.
Oh, they rolled over on my ankle. Oh, I'm going to be out for 12 weeks because my ankle hurts.
But again,
tape the damn thing up and get your ass back on the field and play. That's what they're paying you for.
Again, you know, the other thing about that is there's a lot that we don't know. I remember when, going way back now, when Deion Sanders was playing, and he was missing all these games with turf toe and all this other stuff. He's lost toes now. We didn't realize how bad he was hurt, I guess. So I don't know. It's not for me to question. You know, I know in football, these guys, when they're hurt, they don't get paid. You know, now they do. They get these large signing bonuses, but
well, Deshaun Watson's getting paid per game.
You know,
he's getting that. When you get guaranteed money like that, that's guaranteed. It don't matter if you play or not. That's why he's been so lackadaisical as it is.
And you know, I don't. Like I say, for the most part, you know, you get these guys that. So I don't know that much about it, but anymore, you know, I've come to. I guess my expectations are different as a Cowboy fan anymore. I expect for them to be consistent at doing what they do every year. And so if they exceed my expectations, it's all gravy. But I guess I've lowered the bar, so to speak, for them, to me, you know. And so, yeah, the frustration, I know they're not making the playoffs, and realistically, they finish out the season and they don't really have anything to play for, you know, except for maybe roster spots for those that are trying to improve or know that, okay, my contract is up and I got to show out because the game film doesn't lie. And there are going to be roster spots available across the NFL. So maybe I want to be out of this train derailment called the Dallas Cowboys, you know,
or the Cleveland Browns.
Or the Cleveland Browns. So I think some of those guys are going to play hard. Some of them just are. I think, you know, playing sports, you want to get out there and do your best. You know, you want to. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, sometimes guys take plays off, so to speak, during the game, while they're in the game, you know. But there are those that just, you know, go hard all the time, you know.
There was
And-
go ahead.
But so in that, I guess I said all that to say what I said is that I've come to expect the usual, and the usual for Dallas Cowboys
12-5.
and Cleveland Browns is at best 12-5 and first round exit of the playoffs. When they hit the playoffs, their game is a no-show. And I don't know what the recipe is for success, but some franchises have it. Some players have it. You look at KC. I got to use them as an example. Man, they've gone through a lot of injuries, from the offensive side of the ball, especially this past year. And they're getting healthy. So that's the scary part for them now. But you have a guy in there at quarterback who he is what he is. He's a gamer.
He's a player.
Yeah.
But he's week to week now.
Right. He's week to week. But if he comes out there, I think they got a chance.
Yeah.
And but there's something inside you that will to win. Some players have it, some players don't. When you look at certain players, they know that, okay, let's see, all right, the game's on. I got to make a play. I'm going to be an impact on this game. I'm going to leave it all out there between the hashes. I am going to leave it all out there on the hardwood. I'm going to leave it all out there on the ice. I'm going to leave it all out there on the baseball diamond. It is what it is. There's just those players that have that. And then there are other ones that are, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, once you get to that level, they're good players. All of them are good players, but there's just some that just
Have that greatness.
great. Thank you. Just want to be great. They got a will to be great. And look at it.
The so-called experts tell us that Christmas music is about homecoming. It's about nostalgia
That's not supposed
and
to do
tradition. Here at Crooked River Radio, we just think Christmas music makes us feel happy.
Merry Christmas from your family here on the Crooked River.
Pardon
All right,
the interruption. We have been.
Pardon that commercial interruption. That wasn't supposed to do that. I've got the pause on, and for some reason it must have gotten eliminated.
He hit the button on me, man. I was getting long-winded. He hit the button.
No, not
I got
even
it.
close.
I'm going to button it up.
We were, as far as Mr. Garrett's concerned, it's hard to tell what Miles is thinking. It really is. I don't want him to leave, but if he's got to, he's got to. That's all there is to it. I'm looking for a setting here. But, I don't want to see him leave myself. But when it comes down to it, if he's got to leave, he's got to leave,
If he leaves, and
And
hopefully it's for the betterment of the team and him.
the one thing I will say, though, is that I do a lot of Facebook reading. And when he said that, the first thing that I saw a comment from was Pittsburgh. Miles, you're always welcome here. Yeah, whatever. They wouldn't know what to do with him. He'd have a
He'd be
double.
welcome a whole lot of places. Now, if he's leaving, it's in Cleveland's best interest to
Trade him.
get something for him.
Yeah.
You can't let him walk. That to me would be for a franchise, that would be just devastating. It would not be the wisest of decision. You need to get something for him if he goes. But at the same time, again, now he's one of those players that he's an impact player. He is what he is. Now, what do we need? What else does Cleveland need?
Well, you've actually got some decent players here. Jerry Judy's not. He's pretty decent.
Actually, Judy was a bust there in Denver, and now he's turning out to be what he's supposed to have been.
I agree with that. And that's the other part about that, Pat, is this. There's sometimes a player, and Cousins, one of the things I like about that dude was, man, that dude, he stand 10 toes down in the pocket, man, and launch that ball and take it right on the chin, man. He used to get blasted. He'd get blown up. But he was slinging that pill, man. And so, that was one of the things that I could really appreciate about him. But in that, again, you have those your Derek Carr. I mean, not your Derek Carr, but your players that are going to go in there, and maybe they're not. There's the perfect situation. Mm-hmm. There's the perfect situation for certain players. So if you can do that, and one place, because it's like, let's say, the Tom Brady and Belichick situation together, man, that worked perfect. Brady was going to be good wherever he went. Was he going to be? Would he have been this great under any other circumstances? I don't know. Pat was going to be pretty good wherever he went. He was going to be good wherever he went. But was he going to be this? I don't know. You got to put them in a situation where, as a coach, you got to be able to coach your talent. Coach them to their strengths. Yeah. You got dual threat quarterbacks. Let them be dual threat quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. You got pocket quarterbacks. Let them be pocket quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Help them to be pocket quarterbacks. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough situation as far as our two favorite teams go.
Yeah.
As far as Miles goes, I'd hate to see him leave. But then again, he's here supposed to be under contract till 27. I think there's a player option till 28. And that'll be about the time that the new stadium is supposed to be done. And that may be he may be coming in on, he may be coming in on the end of the end of being in Cleveland Stadium and moving to Brook Park.
Arch Manning.
Or what?
Arch Manning.
Yeah. But, it's hard to say what he's going to do. I don't want to see him leave myself. But if he's got it, he's got it,
Oh, yeah.
I think Cleveland's going to have to get smart. Cleveland is also going to have to get a couple of number one draft picks this year. I think we may have one.
Got number one this year, and a lot of mock drafts having them going after an offensive tackle.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the way.
Well,
I don't want to see a good quarterback come in here until after they get the rest of this mess.
There's no good quarterbacks in this draft.
Until they get the rest of this mess situated. They can bring in somebody that, and they can go to the second round and get somebody just to tide them over.
We say that, but no one saw Pat being what he wanted to be.
Well, that's what you got to hope for.
No one saw Brady being what he was.
Brady was sixth round.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, they're saying right now there's only 2 quarterbacks this year that are going to be pretty good.
You know what?
And when you got 2 quarterbacks like that are coming out of college, you got to hope that they ain't going to be a bust.
Okay, look at this. That year, Sam Darnold. Everybody was high on Sam Darnold. I remember, Troy Aikman being very high on Sam Darnold. Crickets.
Yeah.
My point exactly.
Yep.
And now they've been playing for the Vikings this year.
What was the 4? What was the 4 that? I know it was Darnold and Baker. Who were the other 2 that year? There was 4.
Allen.
Josh Allen. Allen. That was the one I wanted.
And you know what? That big corn-fed boy is something different. I like Josh Allen. And now, and for some reason, Baker has settled in. It's turned out to be pretty decent.
Yeah, but he's still Baker. What they say, he's still an idiot.
And I just think that he grew up. Pat, I said it before, I'll say it again. One of the things that we all talked about was, and even Nate, we talked about was Baker has the intangibles to be a very good quarterback, but he lacked maturity. Well, hey man, not calling him less of a man, but so to speak, he may have
the maturity now, but you can't depend on him. When you get into the 4th quarter and he's got to do it in 90 seconds, 85% of the time he'll fail. He'll end up throwing a interception or some damn thing like that. Or there'll be a fumble or whatever happens.
Okay. But
and it all falls on him.
Now, tell me how many of them in there now that have that.
I can think of a couple of them. Mahomes is one.
Right.
That guy that's with Buffalo's another one.
Yeah. Okay. Now, my point exactly. You named 2. Now, it is what it is, man. And part of that's going to come down to being able to.
I just thought of a third one. Justin Hurts from Eagles. That guy, I've seen that guy. When he's in playoff mode, man, he's a killer.
To me, Hurts hadn't been that clutch to me.
Yeah. Hurts
is making it off of this year because of Saquon Barkley.
And don't get me wrong, he got to the Super Bowl before. They got to the Super Bowl before. But my thing is this: there's just there's only going to be a few, 2 maybe 3 every year that you can say, man, oh man, you left too much time on the clock because this dude here can beat you. And there are those, but also in that you got to have those pieces around you. Now, when I look at Mahomes, and from an offensive standpoint this year, he didn't have per se the last couple of years, he didn't have those pieces around him, but they played defense like, whew, man, they just showed up. Yeah. So, but also in that mentality, it rolls off into the other players as well. Because they say, hey, man, so long as we got so-and-so, we got a chance, man. We're not going to put our head down because we can do this. We have Pat over here. We have Josh over here. And come on, man, we've seen some knockdown dragouts between Buffalo and KC. Man.
Exactly.
We've seen some games, man, that go down as all-time just great games, man. Because you have those type of players that just, you got a quarterback that, hey man, y'all keep us close. We got a chance. And those clutch players. You just have some that are just clutch. And now I'm not gonna say Baker's a clutch dude, but Baker is very serviceable. Look at Geno Smith, another example.
Yeah.
This dude, they talked about him being a bust. Man, he was slinging that thing in college. He was phenomenal. He went to the Jets, one of the most horrible situations he could have gone to. He got punched. I think he almost got his jaw broke by a teammate. But I mean, it didn't go well for him. They got to Seattle, and he's been a difference maker. He's been a good quarterback. And my point with Baker as well, he wound up being in the right situation, and now
I think as far as isn't Harbaugh the coach of Seattle? Where's Harbaugh at?
Oops, he is at. Well, the one is at
the Chargers and Baltimore.
Chargers is who I was thinking about.
Yeah, and you just sometimes a player got to be in the right situation.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I think you're probably going to, with the Chargers, you're going to see quite a difference over the next couple of years, just because of Harbaugh. That's I don't like the man. He hates Ohio. His brother hates Ohio. His whole family hates Ohio. But I got to give the man the kudos because he's a decent coach. He took and left Michigan, which was I thought was going to be a blessing, but it turned out different. He left Michigan avoiding issues with his drafting and all that, or his I can't think of the word I want. Going out and getting the players.
Mm-hmm. Recruiting,
yeah. He had trouble. He left because he was going to get in trouble over that, and it was going to probably cost his team. So he just decided to pack it up and leave. Well, running away from your issues is one thing. But then all of a sudden, you got the complete opposite with North Carolina. Who would think that Bill Belichick is going to end up being a decent coach down there if he stays? I heard he wasn't going to stay. I had heard that he was taking that position so he could get his son in there, and he'd take over as coach. But with Bill, I just love to coach football. Whatever. You just love money, Bill.
Well, he is a control type guy.
I just love money, Bill.
I love me some young women too.
I take them women. I love my wife.
But yeah, I
27 years old. I don't know. I love my wife. But we digress.
But yeah, I think Harbaugh is good for the Chargers. I hate to admit it, but I think he is.
Do you see Ryan Day staying in Ohio State?
I think so. For now, where's he gonna go? They're going to have to do a little better job as far as their recruiting goes. And these guys face a tougher challenge than coaches of past because of the transfer portal and that UIL money.
I saw I saw a pretty interesting thing here over the last week on Day. He was criticized in one of the posts on Facebook that I was reading about the production of his team spiraling down. And since it's really spiraled down over the last 10 or 15 years, which would take you through Myers and Trussell both. Myers and Trussell, the point scores of production was way up there, and over the course of the last 2 or 3 years that Day's been in down there, it's spiraling down, and the output of the team's not as good. Oh, to me, this is talking motivation there. If they would have been motivated, that flag incident in the last game would have never happened. If they would have been motivated, they would have actually got off their butt and scored and beat the crap out of that team. But they weren't motivated. And as I've said a million times before, these players are motivated by their coaches. If the coach is standing on the sidelines with his arms crossed and looking down at his scoreboard or looking at his phone, or just and the big stuff is happening there's no motivation there. And I've seen that. That's why, in my opinion, that's why what happened to the Browns this year. I saw one of the first practices of the year, and all the coaches were standing there with their arms crossed. I mean, what kind of a motivation body language is a lot in motivation. We all know that. What kind of motivation is it to have your coach standing there with his arms, not paying attention to nothing? What kind of motivation is that?
Look at Shawn. Look at Shawn. I'm hard to be motivated now. Look at Shawn.
If I was sitting like Shawn is, if I just that's okay. Well, I guess we can talk about this, and maybe we ought to do this. And is that going to motivate you?
Hey, man, that's the reason I'm on here, man. I bring the fire, brother.
Damn right. Damn right. Well, that's why I like having your brother in here, too, because he brings some fire when he shows up.
Oh, yeah, man, because his opinions, sometimes are...
Some of the best shows we've had were with him here.
Oh, yeah. And he and I can get going, man.
Exactly.
Well, I love it when he's on here because we can get going. Because he'll say some stuff, and in the back of my mind, I'm saying, "Man, how do you fix your mouth to say that?" But
you gotta listen to Nate Kendrick for Chris Waters.
Oh man, Shawn comparing him to Big Perk, man, on ESPN. Man, that's tough.
What do you think? What do you think?
You gotta get Nate to be motivated, man.
I'm gonna tell him, man. Shawn called him Big Perk.
What do you think OSU's going to do today?
I think they're going to win.
They're going to win.
It's been a close game.
The game to see, I think one of the games to see is going to be Ohio State, Penn State. I think Penn State's going to get them. I mean, not Ohio, but SMU and Penn State. And I think they're going to get them. Speaking of SMU, I watched because their quarterback is from Dallas. It's an inner city school here, South Oak Cliff. And I watched South Oak Cliff in, was that Richland or something game, the championship game, and that was a heck of a football game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the game that we missed out on was for high school was last week. North Crowley and Duncanville.
Yeah.
North Crowley upsetting Duncanville.
Yeah. And we should, Shawn and I, Man, we probably should have gone to some of those games. There at the stadium at Jerry's World. These high school state championships, and because I mean it's crazy here in Texas. Football is just
the game that I was talking about, North Carolina and Duncanville, featured some of the future college stars. Keelan Russell at Duncanville, he's going to Alabama, and then you got the receivers going to Oregon, and then on North Carolina, there were one receiver is going to Colorado.
Yeah, and you know what? And you say that, Shawn, and I'm looking at these kids, and speaking of that, and we're talking about not having quarterbacks come out. Now, say this, moving back to college a little bit there, and Travis Hunter, which hands down Heisman, and had he gone to Alabama, who knows, but he did it at Colorado, and the kid is just, he's something different. But because they can't even figure out whether he's going to be a receiver or a DB when he gets to the NFL. That's just how good this kid is. But we say that Sanders kid, he racked up some votes for the Heisman as well. And I believe in the right situation.
He wasn't in the top 4. Though.
No. But
he would have been fifth probably.
I believe that in the right situation, he has potential to be a very good NFL quarterback.
Well, we can hope. Maybe the Browns will get him.
Well, player, I wouldn't be surprised the Browns going after if he's there. The runner up in the Heisman, Ashton Jitty. That dude is just.
Yeah.
His numbers, for a running back, were insane this year.
Yeah.
Better than Sanders' numbers.
And and I don't know, because it wasn't long ago that they were saying how undervalued the running back position is, and we saw the reemergence of Saquon and Derrick Henry, and these guys just, I don't know, they bring something different now.
Yeah, they're saying this year's draft is really running back heavy.
Yeah,
they're saying that it could go as far as they're saying.
They were even talking about with the first round pick taking a running back for Cleveland, just because of the injuries to Chubb and that. They want to freshen that up. I would hate to see Nick Chubb leave. I think he's still got some gas there.
Oh yeah.
That's why they still go after a running back.
But the whole thing of it is, you got with teams like the Browns, you've got these guys that were great when they came into the league 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, Myles Garrett, he's great. You had some of these older guys that are actually on the offensive line.
Down there.
You had the center, I can't think of his name. And you had Jed Wills as far as the tackle goes. You had just two or three people on that offensive line that have been there for 4 and 5 years that were great players, but they're getting so banged up. You can't really depend on them. And this is where Cleveland really falls on its face. They don't think 5 years from now. They think we got to win tomorrow. And this win tomorrow attitude is costing them. Oh, we're going to keep these players in place because they were great 5 years ago, and they'll be great now. But we got to win right now. Our fans want us to win right now.
Absolutely, though. As a fan, don't you?
Oh, I do. But there again, if it's going to cost me a game or two or 4 or 5 because this player has been knocked out of the game for the 5th or 6th time in a season, or even the 2nd, but he's 5 and 6 games in, like a certain quarterback. And there's just, and now what they're trying to tell everybody, oh, we're going to stick with Deshaun because we think we can resurrect him. Well, might be able to resurrect his game, but he's still going to get hurt, and he's still going to get knocked out of the game for 5 or 6 or 10 games. What the hell good is that doing you?
There's some, and you make a valid point, but that's part of the game in itself. The injuries, unfortunately, it is part of the game, and you see these players now. Some of them kind of defy the odds. Aaron Donald,
Pat Mahomes.
I can give you a perfect example of a linebacker who was that dude. 8 games a year, man. He was awesome. And he just never really panned out because of injuries. Shawn Lee. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. That dude was balling out. But he can only give you 8 games a year. The Cowboys, then they turned around and got another one. They knew his history in college, that Leighton Vander Esch. He was pretty good running back. A linebacker. Again, injuries. As a matter of fact, his career's done now because of neck injuries. And then we have one that was really starting to show out. He's gone again, probably for the next 2 seasons. What's the name? Demario Overshawn?
Yeah, the Overshawn. Yeah.
That kid there, Pat, he built different, but now he's gone.
Yeah, and I can understand that, but in Cleveland's position, you have a quarterback that out of 4 years has played 13 games. 13 or 14 games. What the hell good is that doing me?
I agree.
And you've got players that'll play 5 or 6 plays and then end up getting hurt and be out for the rest of the game, or be out for the season or something like. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you keep yourself freshened up and keep in mind that you need players for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years until all of until the stuff cycles out, and you cycle your players in and out. You keep the best ones and then cycle the rest. You're going to be a better team that way because you're going to have fresher players in there, and they're not going to get hurt, or they're not playing hurt.
That's tough to do for a number of reasons.
And I realize that, but it can be done. I mean, look at some of the best teams you got going right now. Detroit's got injuries, but that's a hell of a team. The Denver Broncos.
They're just now getting injuries.
Yeah. They just really been hit with the injury bug.
Denver Broncos is another one. That team has got 2 or 3 players on it that are flipping awesome, and they found their quarterback.
Yeah, but they got spanked.
It took a spanking to get them.
But and
I guess all I'm trying to say is that some of these teams need a different approach to some of this, the way that they're drafting players and that.
I hear what you're saying, but part of that still, Pat, is win now, and you get a piece, and you can't put him on the field, and in order to keep him from just walking, you got to find a way to trade him or something, get something for him or something like that, because it's a challenge for everybody, and I understand your frustration. Some teams figure it out, but I think every year is a win now attitude. Every year should be win it now, because you're playing in the moment. And as a player, I don't know when my last game is going to come, but at some point it's going to come.
Yeah.
So, man, I want to win now. I don't know, but I do. One thing I know for sure is certain is that one day I'm gonna play my last game. You know,
Yeah.
it's a young man's game, and so that window is that window of opportunity. It closes fast. You know,
I was even there once.
Mhm.
After 40 years, I thought, well, maybe it's time to retire. I'm going to be retired one of these days. And it ended up happening. Boy, did that door ever close fast. It slammed so hard it knocked me out the way.
Hey, man,
But the life happens like that.
it does. But look at this. Was it the Ravens that one year? Man, injuries just derailed them, and now they're back. So I hear what you're saying. They're back. Ravens are relevant. I don't think they're going to win it all, but they are very relevant. They could. There's some teams that are just, you have that, or you have some teams. I think, I still think that Pittsburgh is one of the better coached teams around the league. I hate to say that, but it is what it is. You look at them and look at what they do every year.
Yep, they've got the right coach in the right place.
Yeah.
And even his coaching staff is decent. But that's a legacy there, and if I'd like to see that come to this team that I follow all the time, but it's hard to watch this stuff. I did want to cover one other subject before we get into the picks. And how about them Cavs?
Yeah, they won again last night.
They sure as hell did. Kicked butt and
24
took
and 4.
names. They won by what, 25 points, something like that?
Over the Bucks, too.
Yeah, they kicked butt and took names.
Do they, could we be seeing a changing of the guard in the East in the NBA?
I'm thinking that, yes. I say that cautiously because I know what happens when I start rooting for something like that.
I know you're very apprehensive about it. I
They'll
understand.
start losing.
And but I think I got a little bit of a wait and see attitude toward it all with Cleveland, but I think that they're a good team. They're a good team, and they have some experience now, so it's going to be interesting to see.
And they've actually got some depth, and it's great to see it without LeBron there. I like LeBron. He was a good player. They built that team around him, which was a big mistake, I thought, because when he left, it just put him in the lurch.
Well,
but now they've got a team that actually acts like a team, and man, they can kick ass and take names.
Hey man, yeah, and speaking of Brian, they did bring a championship there, and I think they would have had more had he not had the injuries to Kyrie and Love. A couple years there. That one year when they got to the finals, and you got to the finals with LeBron and Dellavedova as his sidekick, I'm like, man, come on. So. Yeah, and you can't help but build a team around a guy like that when he was in his prime seemed to last longer than a lot of others. But so I get what you're saying. Yeah, but it's time. It's time for them to. Yeah, they had to move on, and it's good to see them do what they're doing. So
yeah, well, I cautiously like this. I'm wondering if, when it happens, if Mr. Gilbert, there's a possibility he might put it up for sale. And I hate to see that because he spends the money when he needs to. And I don't think another owner would do that. These owners, you can have the best owner in the world, but if he takes actions like a couple of football owners around here have done, they're not doing nothing. How did we do on the picks this?
I'm putting them together right now.
Well, you should have been. This is prep for. This is show prep, Shawn. You're supposed to be ready for this.
Well, you gotta consider I've been busy all week.
Oh, I'm busy, my ass. No, I'm busy. Yeah, whatever. I've done 3 podcasts this week. I'm about to do another one tomorrow night. I ordered $400 worth of stuff off of Amazon. I still got to get wrapped yet. Let's see. What else have I done this week? I've picked the girls up every day this week, or except for one day. I'm pick them up from the schools. That gets me out every afternoon. Let's see. I've eaten a lot of junk food. I haven't got any chocolate yet. Any chocolate-covered cherries. Let's see. Has your week went like this, Shawn?
Yeah.
See me nudging him, Gordon. I don't have to be there to nudge him. I can poke him in the side.
I know.
And he's sitting there thinking, "Oh, Christ, this is my dad." He's coming at me again.
Sometimes I have to lay off him because it's too easy, man. It's like picking on your little sister.
I know. Yeah. I was the same way as he was growing up.
But yeah,
it could have been a lot worse for him, like it was his sisters. His older sister, man. She was an instigator. And I won't say her name, Justine. But she was an instigator, and his younger sister was the instigatee.
I have.
And that little boy right there used to instigate his older sister to instigate the other one. I know for a fact that he was guilty of 2 or 3 things that he don't think I even know about. See how quiet he got, Gordon? See how quiet he got?
Calculating up.
Yeah, well, you're hearing every word of this.
You cut him a little slack there because I had to watch it because he'll mess around and go to crying. We don't want to see him crying. Yeah,
we don't want that. There's no crying in sports shows. A lot of whining, but
a lot about the Browns.
A lot of whining, but no crying.
Oh, God. He just he jabbing back, man. He come out swinging, man. And he said someone was crying about the Browns. You
used to cry about them too, till you moved down there, and you still cry about them every once in a while.
You know what? He can't because now he's got 2 teams, so he's like me. He's a 2-time loser when it comes to football. Oh, shoot.
Hey, Shawn, you better duck. Get your helmet on. Because the stuff is flying.
Yeah.
Are you done yet?
Almost.
She's Louise.
All right. Big Gordon tied up from
12, 13.
And then you and Eric had 10.
Me and Eric and you guys had what?
13.
We had 13 wins and Eric.
Holy crap. How'd you do that?
He followed my lead.
Well, I didn't follow you guys' all lead. I was the only one that picked Dallas.
I thought about that too. I'm like, man, I didn't pick Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to Cowboys doing Cowboy things. And they
Yeah, you and I picked Arizona and they picked New England. And then Eric picked New England.
I couldn't believe they picked New England.
But they did pick Green Bay, and then we picked Seattle.
And
then we picked Atlanta, and then they picked Vegas.
Yep. I'll stick by them.
All right.
There's 16 games, right?
that's
16 games every week. There's
Yeah,
30,
it was 16.
there's
That's
32 teams, so it must be 16.
Yeah, 16 games.
Yeah, they ain't
So
bad.
we won 13-3.
13-3. Yeah, I'll take it.
Well, even 10-6 ain't bad.
Okay.
But 3,
10-6. It sounds like the Cowboys.
And it's 6, yeah.
but 3-13 would even be better for you guys.
Smoking. Somebody stop me.
How the hell would you feel if you ever got 3-13? You only got 3 teams out of 13 that played.
Mm.
I don't
I
ever
don't
see
know.
that happening.
That'd be pretty bad. I think I could close my eyes and pick and still go better than 3-13.
Yeah, there's in fantasy league, my one league, football league. There's a guy that's 1-14.
Is it Eric?
No, it's a league that's one of them low classmates runs.
He doesn't do too well in the NFL. The fantasy leagues, yeah.
Yeah, my record this year on my fantasy league is 10-4 so far.
Okay.
All right, let's
That's makes it big to be last in my league.
let's get into the picks
All right.
so we can get this show out of here. And
And there's a game on too right now, the SMU Penn State game.
Yeah.
All right, first game today is Houston at Kansas City, which is playing right now too.
I'm taking KC.
I'll begrudgingly take KC.
Is
That's
Mahomes playing?
if Mahomes is hurt, and you got what's his name over there from Houston?
Do they have much to play for right now?
First place
Oh, okay.
still.
What is who am I thinking of over there? That quarterback that used to play from Ohio State.
Uh,
Yeah, it don't matter. I'll tell you.
Stroud, you
Yeah,
talking
C.J. Stroud. That was it.
about. I'm going Houston on that game if Mahomes is not playing.
Well, you can't do an if. You guys wouldn't let me, so we're
Yeah,
not letting
man.
you.
if that case, then man, I'll be perfect. I'm going for KC if they win.
And I'm going for whoever wins the KC game.
Or an ESPN on here is going so slow.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm going Casey anyways.
Yeah. Follow my lead, bro. Follow my lead.
Follow my lead. Yeah, usually.
Look at big day.
All right, next game, Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going to Baltimore.
And I wish Fanboy was here because he argued me down about Pittsburgh finishing ahead of Philly. And I'm like, man, you lost your mind.
I hate to do this.
You taking who?
I hate to do this. But
Good morning! morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks!
Man, about time, because I threw a jug earlier.
I'm going to have to take... God, I don't want to do that, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's... Didn't they beat Baltimore once already?
No, I think so. I don't know.
I think
they beat them by like 2 points, huh?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna fool everybody, and it's gonna happen again. So I'll take Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yuck!
All right, next game.
Wait a minute! I gotta get the taste out of my mouth here. I need something to drink.
All right, next game is going to be the Giants at Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta.
No, come on, Shawn.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
Take the Giants.
I'm going.
I'm taking Atlanta, but you go ahead.
I'm going to Atlanta.
I'll take Atlanta.
Okay, next game.
Although
Detroit,
we're all three going to be
Chicago.
wrong, you know that.
Detroit or Chicago? Come on.
Oh, give me a break.
Detroit's making,
Detroit. We'll take Detroit City.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit still, but it's going to be a lot closer than anything because Detroit lost a couple of key players this last week too.
I think so.
All right, Cleveland at Cincinnati.
Who you taking, Pat? Who you taking?
Well, let's reason this out a minute. Cleveland has beat the other two rivalries that they had once, except for Cincinnati. You beat Pittsburgh once, and you beat the Ravens once. This could be if you follow that line of thinking, being that we got beat by Cincinnati at home. I'm going to bet against the Browns, but I'm thinking they may have a pretty good chance of winning.
Yeah. So you taking Cincy?
I'll take Cincy, but I think that's the betting side of me as opposed to my gut feeling. And I should go with my gut, but I'm not going to.
All right, Tennessee at Indianapolis. I'm going Indiana.
Indiana, Tennessee.
Okay.
What they're playing in Indianapolis, so
Since they're playing there, I'll take Indy.
my heart says take Tennessee, but I'm gonna go with Indianapolis.
That's going to be a pretty decent game, though, either way.
All right, Rams at Jets.
I'm taking the Rams.
Rams.
Surprises.
Well,
I'm sorry, did I say the Jets? I said Rams, right? Okay, yeah. Make sure I didn't say something crazy.
Okay, Philly at Washington. That's going to be another good game.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm taking Philly.
Put me down for Philly.
I'm going Washington just spite this.
Man,
Because,
they've already beat Washington once, but
they're playing in Washington.
They're playing in Washington. And besides the fact that what they do, I'm gonna send a little message to Chaston and Nate.
Okay. Next game, Arizona at Carolina.
Arizona.
You think? Yeah, really, the Panthers ain't done nothing this year.
Man, they're playing decent, though. Bryce is actually having a decent year.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
He just needs more weapons.
So you taking Panthers, Shawn?
No. But I'm just saying that they're playing better.
Shawn always has these rebuttals. I say, you take it? No. Yeah.
Minnesota at Seattle. I'm going Minnesota.
I'm taking Seattle.
Seahawks.
Who you doing? Seahawks?
I'm reasoning it out. Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks. Why not?
New England at Buffalo.
Buffalo all the way.
Yeah.
They're going to feel like the Santa Claus train hit them.
Only thing that scares me about Buffalo is their defense hasn't been playing great.
Yeah.
They're going to, when they're done with New England, they're going to feel like they had a nor'easter come over them. They're just going to sock it out of them. But what do I know? I'm just a sports host.
Okay, Jacksonville at Vegas.
Vegas all the way.
Yeah. It's a battle of
This one I think I'm going to think I'm going to be right on. This time.
San Fran at Miami. Two disappointing teams.
Yes. Man,
I'm gonna stick with my East Coast, West Coast.
I keep pulling for Miami. They keep disappointing me, but I'm gonna pull for them one more time.
You know that they played the Browns and they got flexed out of the 8:30 game. Yep. I was supposed to be on at 8:30 at night on Sunday, and they flexed them out already.
Oh, wow. All right, so who are you taking, Dad?
That was San Francisco.
San Fran? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next game. Tampa Bay at Dallas.
Baker
versus Dallas.
Baker.
Actually, Dallas has been playing decent.
You know what? Because I know Baker, and Dallas is going to get him some turnovers. And I'm going to take Dallas. I'm going to shock the world.
Dallas is 3-1 in the last 4 games. And not been for that screw up.
Yeah.
Almost
beat Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
Dallas.
take Dallas.
Okay, who are you taking, Dad?
Give me the big D. What the heck?
Take Baker. Shaking back.
No. I want Dallas.
Okay.
I'm not taking that idiot Baker.
I know Nate isn't here this week, but I'm gonna put him down for taking Tampa Bay anyway.
Okay, Monday night game is New Orleans at Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
Yes, Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay here too.
Boy, New Orleans been trash. After beating up on Dallas, they've been stinking up the place.
You've got several games Wednesday, right?
Yeah, there's 2 games Wednesday.
And they're both on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, I got Netflix, so we'll be there.
And first game on Wednesday is Kansas City at Pittsburgh.
KC all the way.
KC.
Especially after getting beat up and everything by the Ravens. There ain't going to be no steam left in that team.
Okay, Baltimore at Houston.
Baltimore.
I think that's going to be surprisingly. That game's going to be fun to watch there. But I'm taking Baltimore.
You think?
But it's going to be fun to watch. You watch.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one there. I like Stroud.
That's going to be one of the better games.
You know, I'm looking for an upset there. I think it's going to be Stroud. I'll take Houston.
Okay, and then Thursday night game.
Happening, though.
And then Thursday's game is Seattle at Chicago.
What's that, Gordon? What'd you say?
I said I could see that happening, an upset, but
I think it's going to be an upset. What was the last?
Seattle and Chicago.
Seattle and Chicago. Who you got, Pat?
I'll take Seattle.
Yeah,
I don't like Chicago anyway.
That's all the games up till Thursday.
I think they're a bit overrated. But, well, that's cool. We got the picks out of the way. We're going to talk about life now or Christmas. Let's do a quick Christmas question here. What is your favorite family tradition? Christmas tradition. Let me correct that.
Favorite Christmas tradition is, man, it's kind of tough because I love seeing the children open their gifts. And at the same time, the grandchildren rather now. But I think my favorite tradition is just the fact that we get together as a family. Man, I think that's one of the most awesome things to me because now that I'm in my senior years, that's what I enjoy about both holidays is the fact that getting all the kids and grandkids together, a bunch of family members together every year. It just does my heart good.
Well, I'll tell you, sitting in the... let's let Shawn go first.
Favorite tradition used to be when we were up there in Ohio, was open the gifts right away.
Open at midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like that too.
And
I think my favorite was probably when I was a kid, they used to have midnight mass. And that what would happen is the family would leave the house about 10 o'clock, 9:30, head for the church, get set down in the church, listen to roughly an hour of the choir doing Christmas songs, which was awesome. And then the midnight mass would start. You'd get out of there about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then you'd go home and open gifts.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It brings up something else. Our church every year they do what they call Christmas with the pastor, and just the song selection that they do. They brought in some professional performers, a famous or pretty wide known jazz musician is Don Diego before, and they do a lot of not really you would think of church songs, but Christmas songs, and we just have a good time. We eat and have a good time as they perform and sing that. We do that at the throw a plug out here, the Mount Morrow Missionary Baptist Church of Dallas, Texas, where the pastor is Dr. Johnny C. Smith. But anyway, that's one of the other highlights of the season. But actually, Christmas Day tradition, my favorite, is just all the kids and grandkids coming over and us just having a great time.
Yeah.
Eat, the fellowship.
As I was growing up, like I said, we did that. After I started having a family and having children of my own and that, I always liked getting the family together and still taking the tradition and opening gifts on Christmas Eve evening. I've always really enjoyed that. That gives you the reason I think I liked it so well, or like it so well now even, is the fact that I get to see the kids, I get to see the grandkids and everything. We all get together and open the gifts. And then I don't have to get up early on Christmas Day and, worry about, well, the kids can't open their gifts till I get up because, grandpa wants to see it. And, that takes a little bit of the stress off of it. And I can, if there's one, I take 2 days a year. I take Christmas and I take New Year's. And those are my days. Everybody can have the rest of if they want me to do something, I'm available for, but those 2 days, I'm me. Are for me.
There you go. And Thanksgiving is a wonderful holiday for me because I don't do anything but eat and watch football.
I look forward to the
no cooking.
I look forward to the Thanksgiving holidays because of all I still do a little bit of the cooking. I put the turkey together. I do the stuffing and all that, and then at the end of the last hour, it's usually hell hour because you're trying to get everything put together and out on the dinner table, getting the dinner table set and everything else. That's pretty stressful for me until about roughly 7 o'clock when we've all eaten. But like I said, Christmas Day we're going to do steak. I'll get up and have probably some honey baked ham and a couple eggs for breakfast. Maybe a one of these. She gets these little cubed hash browns. We'll probably have that for breakfast. And then we do steaks and probably a baked potato or something for Christmas Day. And that to me that's the most fun. If I want to get on the radio, I get on the radio. If I want to take and do a little bit of fun on the computer, I do a little bit of fun on the computer. But it's my day. And I love that. Anyway, I think that we can probably about wrap this up if you guys are ready.
Yeah. Yeah. We can do that. Did you guys see that text that came across the feed?
No, I'll look.
It was in our group chat.
Put Nate down for the Buccaneers. Y'all know Nate loves Baker.
Almost a show like everybody loves Raymond. Nate loves Baker.
And on that happy note, I guess what we want to do here is wish everybody that's watching and listening a very Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And I do have to say, Gordon and Shawn and Nate, it's been a real blast hosting you guys for the last couple of years. And I thoroughly enjoy this show. It gets me up out of bed on Saturday mornings, and I love to just produce it and put it out there for people to watch. That does it for me.
I'm gonna say this going forward. I'm gonna make this proclamation here in front of you guys and all of our thousands and thousands of fans. Our show is going to grow. This coming year, it's going to grow. You guys believe that. And you're going to say, man, that Gordon knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and that Pat is such a cynical asshole. That's where it'll come from.
Oh, shoot.
That's why he mixes in so well with these other three.
There you go.
I'm cynical. I'm a cynical old man. But anyway, that being said, we will be doing a show next week as far as I know. You guys up with that?
Yeah.
I'm figuring because of the Ohio State game tonight, some end of the season stuff with the NFL. We can talk about the picks and everything, and we'll just go ahead and do it. The 4th of January, I will likely not be here doing a show because we're doing a testing session for the ham radio stuff, and I've got pretty much I've got to be there. Okay. If it happens, I haven't got anybody signed up yet. Hopefully that will happen. If I get anybody signed up, I'll let everybody know within the next week or so.
Okay.
But as far as I know, this show will be off the 4th of January, and then we'll resume it the following week. That'll give you guys a little bit of a hiatus too.
Alrighty.
But with that being said, as of tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock when Radioactive ends, we'll go into Christmas week, and that'll be a hiatus for all the other shows. We'll be back next Saturday for this one, and then Radioactive will return the 6th, I think it is, of January, the 5th of January. And then that'll be followed by The Art of Argument, the 6th. I've got a lot of stuff I want to argue with Dale over. It's probably going to happen at the Christmas table, I would imagine. But I'm not going to go into it here, but I don't think anybody elected Elon Musk. And it sure seems like he thinks they did.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't go there. That's another show. Anyway, well, Merry Christmas, everybody. We will see everybody next Saturday. And y'all have a blessed holiday. Keep the faith. And remember, remember.
Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks. Pittsburgh sucks.
I had to do that. See y'all.
See ya.